All right, welcome back everybody to another edition of Dollar Bin Digging Finds. This week I'm going back more to the original concept for this video and article in that I actually found some dollar books. In fact, they were only 50 cents because it was a 50% off sale out of all the dollar boxes and all the price books as well. So I do have a couple of price books that only cost me like $2 or so that I'm going to share as well. I'll let you know which ones those are when we get to them. But for the most part, my pile here is 50-cent books, dollar bin pickups, to be sure. Hopefully you're liking the content that I'm providing, so please like, subscribe, hit that alert button so you don't miss any of the content as it drops, because I'm trying to make sure something goes up at least every day. Got a couple of live shows going. The Star Wars show is on Sunday, as well as the Wednesday show I do with Marco, where we just have a lot of fun. This week we're going to do some animated X-Men stuff, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that as well. Now, before we get into our books, I wanted to leave this book up here because this is actually from one of my more recent CGC unboxing videos, and this book is, as you might be able to notice, first appearance of first full Riri Williams, Invincible Iron Man #9, that I did get a 9.8 on. I've got a couple of these, in fact, and all of these came from a dollar bin out of the flea market. I did not press them. I didn't do anything. I just submitted them and got the 9.8. So this stuff is out there to be found. Granted, I found these a while ago. I'm not saying I found these like last week or anything like that. I did find these books for a while ago, and we're holding on to them. My point being is that you can find books in 9.8 quality in those cheap bins if you're lucky. So just hang on for a second, and I'll be right back to show off the books that I got this week. Okay, as I mentioned in the opening, I actually did find a bunch of dollar books this week. And in fact, they were 50 cents because it was a half off sale at one of the shops that I went to. I hit a couple of shops this past weekend and found a couple of good books. At least I think so. Now, as I separate these out into categories, try to group them as best that I can. This first group is one of my favorites, and this is the classic cartoon category. Now, I know most of the times this just kind of hovers in on that like 80s nostalgia, the He-Mans, G.I. Joes, Transformers, but I got some Looney Tunes in there this time as well. So hopefully you find that kind of interesting, because I do. I don't know, sometimes grabbing this stuff is fun. So let's just get started off. I found one of these a couple of weeks ago and shared it, and I found another one. Another DuckTales #1. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to buy it if I find it. It looks like it's a newsstand, too, when you look at the barcodes actually on the back, not on the front. So, newsstand DuckTales #1. I don't know if that makes it any more valuable or any more sought after than a regular one, but I don't know. Like I said, 50 cents for a DuckTales. I'm going to buy it. Next one. This was actually not in the dollar bin. This was in the price book area, but it was 50% off the $1.99 price sticker. So it was $1, I believe. And this is a Scooby-Doo book. This Burger King Cartoon Network giveaway. And I think, you can get a couple of bucks for this little Burger King promotion of some kind with Scooby-Doo. As I said, I got some classic cartoon stuff in here, like Looney Tunes. I don't know. I grabbed a bunch of those Pepe Le Pew covers the last time, and then these other random, Yosemite Sam's. So for 50 cents, I was just going to throw them in a pile and just take them. Yeah, got another one. What is this? 196. Looney Tunes 196. You got the, I remember that Weird Vulture, Bugs Bunny. Some goofy stuff to be sure. Wile E. Coyote on 199. And one more Looney Tunes for you. This is 201. Foghorn Leghorn and a dog. Why not? Why not buy this weird stuff, for $1 or 50 cents in this case? That's what I'm going to do. This is just a weird pickup. I completely forgot about this toy line until I saw this comic. This is Animax. These were these weird, they had like a animal helmet guys. It was almost like a cross between like Visionaries, like the vehicles reminded me of Thundercats a little bit, but they were a little bit smaller scale. Weird little toy line, and the villains were kind of crazy as well. But apparently it was a 4-issue comic series, and this was the last issue. It's a little banged up, but again, for 50 cents, I just threw it in the pile just for just for nostalgia's sake, which is the same reason why I grabbed this random Advanced Dungeons and Dragons #29. nothing really special about this. It's getting near the end of that run, but it's not like the final issue or anything. But I still just grabbed it because, again, 50 cents. It's still 50 cents. I think I grabbed this same issue the last time from this same shop, but I grabbed another Mask 3 because, yeah, well, it was there. And 50 cents. Figured I'd throw another one in the pile in case I'm wrong and I'm remembering incorrectly, which I do from time to time. I know I already have this as part of my collection, but can't hurt to have another Visionaries number 2. So grab another Visionaries 2. Because again, 50 cents. Once it gets down that low, 50 cents, I just really start getting very liberal with what I throw in the pile. Just anything that basically, catches my eye or my interest, because, yeah, it's 50 cents. Who cares? That's not even a can of soda anymore. That's it. All right, so these next 2 books are not out of the 50-cent bin, but I'm still going to keep them here because I did switch this to be a cheap comic kind of a category or article, video, whatever you want to call it. And this was $4.99, but half off, so this is only $2.50. So $2.50, I felt like, you know what, I like this Lady J cover. I was going to grab it for $2.50 because it's only $2.50. It's not that big a deal. If I were to order something like that online, you're going to pay more than that just for shipping. So yeah, not a big deal to spend $2.50 for that. Or this same thing for this G.I. Joe yearbook number 1. Really nice shape. I remember talking about this. I can't remember the artist that brought this up when we were talking G.I. Joe. It might have even been David Nakayama. I can't remember who it was, but they mentioned like these yearbooks because they were talking about all the characters and like the weapons and vehicles, and it was really cool. And Michael Golden, cover there. So those were the classic cartoon, I guess, books that I picked up that I could fit into that category. So our next little category, and this is a small category, again, this week. I didn't grab a lot, but this is my artists. This first one's going to be a stretch for artists because I don't usually buy Liam Sharp covers, but I bought this one because it's Death's Head 2, which reminded me of back in the days, and this is the second print, that silver cover. Doesn't do a whole lot, but still, 50 cents. I was going to grab this just for the sake of nostalgia. And yeah, it's got a nice little other cover on the back. So, I don't know, like I said, I thought it was pretty cool, so I was grabbing this one for 50 cents, this second print. Also managed to grab these James John Batgirls. Jean, I don't know if it's Jean or Jean, but covers the Fables, basically. These Batgirls, I'm a big fan of them. This is a great run, 42, and I also grabbed the other one that I found in there, 43. I was hoping to find more of the run because there's a couple of really nice ones in there, but I'll basically get any of them for this cheap. 50 cents. I'm not leaving them behind because those are great covers. Next, I grabbed this A-Force cover just because with all the Lady Loki talk and who is this character, I figured that this is an interesting cover to grab. So it has a Lady Loki on it. It is A-Force number 4, is it? Yeah, A-Force number 4. And I'm a sucker for a throne cover. So Lady Loki of some kind sitting on a throne caught my eye, so I was grabbing that for for cheap, 50 cents. As was this David Nakayama cover that I really dig. This, I think Chris Nelms had brought this run of books to my attention when we talked to him on 3 Comic Money. This all new Ultimates, but this cover is just really cool. I love the pink on this. It's kind of like an early precursor to his. I kept calling him Color Rush, but he in Instagram corrected and said that they were color bleeds. I think is the term that he used, which, hey, whatever you call it, I dig it. I'm a big fan of these types of covers where the color kind of dominates the whole atmosphere of the cover. But yeah, so that's all I got for my artist picks this week. It wasn't a whole heck of a lot, but a couple of good ones in there, I think. Specifically, I like this pink one. I don't know, something about it just really speaks to me. Which is why I'm going to move now to first appearances. I don't know why I keep buying this book when I see it. It is my favorite Malibu Ultraverse, comic, and that's Prime. So I found a nice Prime number 1. And this is a nice little copy, and for 50 cents, I figured I'd buy it. So, there it is. Same with a lot of the old, Image books from that same time frame. If I find really nice copies of the number 1s or issues that I really liked from when I was younger, I just go and buy them. So I'm going to buy a Gen 13 number 1 because, well, it's a Gen 13 number 1. It's in good shape, and it was 50 cents. So why not, right? Also on that token, and first appearance of Gen 13, just like the other issue there with Prime is first Prime, so they are technically first appearances, which is why they're in this section. It's not just 90s nostalgia. But there's a little bit more because I also grabbed a Wildcats #1, which it's first appearance of most of these Wildcats characters, including Grifter and the crew that we actually have seen now in the DC proper. With that Batman Urban Legends 4. Like, I know Grifter's been in the DC universe for a little while now, but they're basically bringing in the rest of the team. I mean, Zealot was in that issue, Void was referenced, and he's also speaking to somebody else in the comm. So it seems like the whole team of Wildcats and maybe more of that Wildstorm universe is going to be fed into the regular DC universe. Not sure their plans or where they're going with it, but kind of interesting. I don't know, brings me back a little bit. As does this Silver Surfer run. So Silver Surfer 69 is I believe first Morg. I think it's the first appearance of Morg here, who ends up becoming a Herald of Galactus. So I'll find this every now and again, and I'll still pick it up. I know it doesn't have much I don't know if there's much to go on here, like we're ever going to see like Morg adapted or anything, or even brought back into the comics. I have no idea, but I like buying the first appearance of other Heralds because I'm a Silver Surfer fan, so that kind of stuff is interesting to me. Which is why I also grabbed this Tyrant in '82. I think he first showed up in the issue 81, but this is him on the cover, so you get that whole first full cover kind of deal going. I still kind of dig it, so for 50 cents, I was picking that up, as well. Now, I'm going to take these down because the rack is getting a little full, and I got a little run of X-Men first here. I'm just going to kind of speed through these. X-Men 36, I believe, is first Sync. This is there's like that hologram kind of thing going on the cover. And I also grabbed the one that's the non-collector's edition, just has the red stripe. Same issue, same book. I might go into these a little bit more in the regular Dollar Bin article this week because I don't know, I got X-Men on the brain because we're going to be talking X-Men on Wednesday on the Totally Awesome Coolest Show Ever with me and Marco on Wednesday when we do a tier list and do a little battle and just have a little bit of fun talking X-Men. So, and plus I found these this week. I think I'm going to do these X-Men first appearances for Friday's Dollar Bin article, but we'll see. Uncanny 316, I think, is the first appearance of Empath and M's twin siblings who were pretending to be M, but it's not really M. I think they first appeared in that 316. And then 317, I think you're getting like first, I think Blink is in one of these issues too. It's like first Blink and also the first real M. I don't know. It's kind of a crazy little run of comics. I'm going to have to bring myself back up to speed if I do write about this stuff for Friday. But for now, I'm just going off of my vague memories. And sometimes I could be wrong. Just off a little bit by an issue or two. But still, interesting first appearances in those X books to be sure. Just like Wolverine and the X-Men #1. Again, 50 cents. I believe Kid Gladiator, and I think there's a Warbird in there. It's kind of like a younger group of X type of characters brought in for this school type story atmosphere where they kind of focus back in on Quentin Quire, following up on that new X-Men run by Grant Morrison kind of thing, but with Wolverine kind of running the show a bit. And then this #2, which is not really a first appearance, but it just kind of brings back Krakoa to or the son of whatever was the island that the X-Men and all the mutants were living on, but I guess it's a planet now. I don't know. I'm still playing catch up with all this, but now, while not a first appearance, that last one, that's kind of like a reintroduction of sorts that made Krakoa there a student and part of the team. I don't know, still something interesting. And 50 cents, I figured I was scooping it up with issue 1, kind of putting them both together. And that's all I got for firsts. Now I'm going to go over onto the randomness, which I know is my favorite part. This is just the random leftovers of stuff. Things just catch my eye, or I bought before, or I don't know, buy for no reason whatsoever. Complete randomness. Talked about these before, so I'll still pick them up when I see them. Essential Vertigo 28. Just go in that Sandman run. They're reprints, but still, I'll still grab them if they're cheap enough. 50 cents, cheap enough. This is an interesting, not only book, but just, I don't want to say series of books, but these timely reprints apparently are a little sought after. So this Scarlet Witch #1 with the timely reprint, I was scooping up, 50 cents. This doesn't do too bad. People actually look for these. So keep an eye out for those timely reprints, because I saw there's a couple of them that do all right, in that aftermarket. Yes, there are reprints, but for whatever reason, I think it's maybe because they're a little thicker. I think there's like a couple of issues reprinted in these. Whatever the case may be, just keep an eye out for those timelies. Don't let them slip by if you find them in the dollar bin or 50 cents. Other randomness. This is Uncanny 312, which is the first full of the Phalanx. Also, I think Joe Mad takes over on X-Men Art, so it's another little fun book that I like, but it's also a newsstand, so that caught my eye. You don't see a lot of newsstands from that time, so I grabbed it for that. I don't believe it does all that much because of that, but it still was interesting, so for 50 cents, I was scooping it up. Next couple of books are not 50 cents. These are part of that 50% off sale, though, so these were all $4.99, so I got them half price, so these were $2.50. First one being Thor #5, but the regular A cover. I've scooped up for cover price a couple of the Campbell covers for this issue, which is also pretty cool, but this is the first, again, I don't want to say first lady Loki, but it's Loki possessing the body of Sith, so it is a female Loki, whatever you want to call it. This book has some interest these days because of what's going on with the Loki show, but it has had some interest for a while now, and it's just something to keep an eye out for. And for $2.50, $2.50 your cover for the other ones, I'm picking them up because it's just worth the effort. I wasn't sure which ones I was still missing as part of this Castlevania run, but for, again, marked $4.99, so half off, $2.50. It's Castlevania #2 and #3 of this IDW series, which is not easy to find. I found issue 1. I know I have issue 1, and I found a couple of these in dollar bins before. So anytime I can find these for cheap, I'm picking them up because I do like Castlevania, and I do like, try to finish this comic run for the most part. Gotta move these down, but I'm not sure if I already have those yet or not. 2 and 3. I didn't have my list with me. All right, what more randomness do we have? I know I picked up one of these also recently. This is Wendy's Superman and Wonder Woman. I don't know. I like these weird, especially with the poly bag. There's other stuff in here. This weird stuff that's like a promo or a giveaway. I don't know. It kind of catches my eye. And for 50 cents and $1, I'm buying that stuff. Call me weird. I just can't help it. These are also Hasbro exclusives. I think these might have been included with Transformers of some kind, but I'm not exactly sure where these came from. But it says Hasbro exclusives. I don't see a barcode on them. I don't believe they were sold. I think these, again, were included with figures or toys of some kind. So they are published by IDW, and they just kind of caught my eye. And for 50 cents, like I said, I got that, and I also got this Autobot Scoop. Kind of cool. So I don't know if they were given away, if you bought the toy, or if these were somehow packaged in the box, or what. But yeah, comic books, it says Hasbro exclusive on it. Gonna have to do a little bit more digging to see exactly what they are, but 50 cents, they caught my eye, so scooped them up. I know you've seen this a few times, but as I said, every time I see it, I'll grab it. It's a cliffhanger. It's a little, giveaway from Wizard #0. I just like the art. I like, again, it's art technically. Preview appearances of all these characters, but still stuff that I like to get. Weird stuff. 50 cents again. Not a big investment. And there is a Wizard, I think a 1/2 or a 0 for this next title, and this is the 9 Rings of the Wu-Tang. But I found a #1 for 50 cents, so I figured I'd grab the regular #1 for this as well. It's kind of fun, little crossover of the Wu-Tang Clan and comic books and samurai films and stuff like that. I just think it's kind of cool. So check out the comic book series if you can find it, especially if you find it for cheap. Just definitely kind of fun. And this last book, I wouldn't have thought about this if I hadn't seen this cover before. And the only reason I saw this cover before was due to a couple of months ago now. Chris Nelms, my buddy Chris Nelms, who does the 3CM, he has his own channel over on YouTube. You can see it linked below as one of the channels that I like and are branded with me, I guess you want to say. Do a bunch of stuff with Chris. Love Chris. He did this little thing where a bunch of people filmed a little short video and talked about their favorite Alien comics and their favorite Alien covers. And somebody, I don't remember who it was, but somebody mentioned this Mignola Alien Salvation. So that's the only reason why this stuck in my head. And this actually sells pretty well. This is actually a little sought after. I remember wanting one after we did that list and somebody had showed it, and I wanted it. I don't know if it was Mike Morello or who. Somebody who did a video mentioned this book, and it stuck in my brain. So when I saw it in that 50-cent box, a lot of times I'll just skip past a lot of the Alien comics. They all look the same to me, but this jumped out, and I was like, I know this cover. So I'm picking it up. And like I said, it actually does pretty well on the aftermarket. So wherever you can find information or things that just kind of resonate and just put that little earwig in your brain to remember a cover or an image, it's all helpful, I think, as long as you remember good things and don't remember the bad books. So again, thanks to Chris for putting that thing together, a little while ago with all the Aliens books. And that's the reason why I got this book. And like I said, definitely go check out his channel. You can find a link below here on mine. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. This is all the books I got this week. Most of them, I said, were 50 cents. There were a couple of 250s in there, but still in the spirit of the cheap finds thing that I'm doing here with the video as well as the article over on comicbookinvest.com. So please do yourself a favor. Go check out the article on Monday when I put it up, and same day this video goes up. And I don't know. I guess I will see you guys next time.